In this video, we'll review the mannequins and their measurements. In the Properties panel, expand the Models section where you'll find a few subsections to set up the mannequin or avatar measurements. The Measurements unit can be selected from the Preferences section, whether you'd like them to be in inches, millimeters, or centimeters. For inches, you can also select the fractional or decimal formats. Let me select the inches and fractional formats. First, we recommend to set the height of the avatar. Once you hit the Enter key or change the focus to another control, the height of the avatar will change. Let's try 68 inches or 63 inches, which is 5'3". It's important to remember that when you change the avatar height, all the other measurements also change proportionally. For example, when I change the height to 60 inches, you'll notice that all the other measurements have also changed. So it's strongly recommended to set up the height first. Otherwise, you may need to adjust all the other measurements all over again. Another noteworthy feature related to the height is the heel height, which can accommodate different shoe styles. You can select the heel height from the heel icon or in the Properties Model panel. We have 4 heel height presets: low, medium, high, and super high. Once you select your heel height, you can select the corresponding shoes. So for instance, I can select super high heel shoes or change the heel height to low and select the flat heel shoes. You can also select the heel height and the shoes from the Properties Model panel corresponding drop-down lists. It's the same idea. Once you're satisfied with your height, be it in inches or millimeters or centimeters, we recommend that you set up the underbust measurements for the female mannequin or the ribcage for the male model. For example, we can make the underbust 30 inches or something larger or smaller. You've probably noticed that when I apply a different underbust circumference, all of the other circumference measurements change proportionally. For this reason, we recommend that you specify the underbust measurement before specifying other circumferences. After that, you can set up the other measurements. For example, let's change the bust to say 33 or 35. If I select measurements beyond a certain range for the selected height and underbust, the program will automatically select the highest or lowest acceptable number, respectively. Let's put some arbitrary values for the waist. Hips, let's set them to 36 inches. Let's have a look at the legs measurements. Specify the waist height first, then the inseam, the thigh, and so on. You can specify the arm length to be longer or shorter. You can also make the biceps fuller or thinner, and so on. Once you're satisfied with your measurements, you can save or export your sets of measurements by clicking on the Save Size icon. The default location should be your Documents, 3D Draper, Sizes. You can select the folder where you'd like to keep the file. For example, My Size. And the next time you want to load it, you can click on the Load Size icon and find your mysize.measures file. We also have a few preset sizes, such as US extra small to extra large, or tall sizes with a higher height, and US sizes from size 0 to size 20. You can also modify these presets. For example, you can select size small, but if you prefer to modify some measurements, say the bust, you can change it to 35 instead of 35.5, for example. Now I want to keep it as the International Small. I click on the Save Size icon and select the International folder and overwrite the default as.measures file. We have several different characters for the avatars that you can select from the model icon in the icon bar or the model drop-down list in the Properties Model panel. George is obviously a male model, and instead of the underbust, you'll see the ribcage measurement, and there are no other bust-related measurements. Other models with different faces and skin tones are also available, so you can select the one that you prefer. As we've already discussed, you can select the different shoes and heel heights as well. You can also select different hairstyles and colors, like blonde, brown, or red, from the icon bar or the model panel on the right. You can change the sizes and individual measurements during the cloth simulation in order to evaluate the fitting conditions. Let's take a look at these jeans and start the simulation. Now we can change the size or any particular measurement during the simulation. A smaller size, a larger size. In order to better evaluate the fitting, we can select the tension map. So the jeans in this size are a bit tight on this model. Let's go down to the mannequin size 6, and that's better. And size 4 would probably be a bit loose in the waist for these jeans in size 26. We can also change some individual measurements. For example, if I increase the low waist measurement by 1 inch, we immediately see the effect of the tension map in the waist area. Let's make the hips 1 inch smaller, and we see the tension diminished in the bum area. Let's increase the waist height a couple of inches and see the difference in the tension distribution. Also, we can see how the leg height affects the fabric distribution along the legs, whether it's scrunched or more evenly distributed. Other measurements we can modify include the thigh and the calf. See what happens when we increase the calf by 1 inch. The fabric gets very tight. Going 1 inch into the other direction makes it rather loose in the calf area. Same with the thigh. Mid-thigh being 1 inch smaller will decrease the tension, and vice versa. Another example, a men's shirt. Making the avatar taller or shorter will show you the difference in the fitting. Let's switch to the tension map. I select the small or extra small shirt size, and I can see the difference. Obviously, extra small is too tight. Let's see how the arm length affects the sleeves. Making the arms longer or shorter allows you to evaluate which arm length is right. You can download 3D Draper on our website at trimere.com and try it out for yourself.